Next up on a Straight Up R&D podcast.
You're in LA. You're at a Dodgers game, right? Mm-hmm. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, I don't know if Mexicans are that big into baseball, but like the Hispanic community, I know Dominicans for sure are big into baseball. Like, that's their shit. Mm-hmm. And if I'm her and I'm Hispanic and all this Trump deportation and ICE and protesting is going on, I'm gonna do it in Spanish.
All right, but
I'm gonna do it in Spanish.
You're doing it in Spanish, and what's the end result?
The end result is, look, I didn't know who this woman was. Now I know her. I've seen the read articles. I didn't see the full video, but I've seen clips. I read articles about it. I saw her little TikTok about what she was saying about, how she felt and that she felt like she needed to do it and she wasn't supposed to, right? I get it. I feel like that was the perfect time to do something like that, to bring awareness to her community, to say,
who's not aware?
No.
Not aware?
My thing is,
there's riots in the street. Who's not aware?
Bro, there's a lot of people that's oblivious. People don't even know that there's a war going on in Iran, bro. Like, they don't even know. Like, we can go to anybody on the street and say, yo, did you know about the war in Iran? What's happening? I don't know. Something happening. I don't know. I don't care.
Bro, that's
and
a
then
small percentage of people,
and they
though.
go smoke their blunt and walk off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. That's my thing. And it's like, I think it was done at the right time. And look, legally, President Roosevelt approved the national anthem in Spanish. So it's not like she did it in Hindi, where it's like nobody know what is going on or what you're saying. You have an audience in there that knows Spanish. I'm telling you, the Dominicans don't play with their baseball. They know Spanish. Everybody, it's LA.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's going on?
Welcome to episode 61.
Yes.
The Straight Up R&D podcast. I'm your host, D.
And I'm Rich.
And yeah, go off with the slingo, bro.
Yeah, man. We're going to give it to you real raw, uncut, straight up, with opinions based on motherfucking facts, as usual. And the number one rule on this podcast is we do not give a fuck about your feelings.
At all.
So keep them to yourself.
But we love to support. As of right now, this video being recorded, we're one subscriber away from 300.
299. Yo, I've been looking. I'm like, Can we get over this hump?
Get over the hump. So we appreciate y'all tuning in, yo.
Yes, we do. And without further ado, definitely have to say happy Juneteenth. I'm sure this is probably going to be out after Juneteenth, but I hope you guys enjoyed your Juneteenth holiday, whether you were working or you were off. Still, at least try to do something in celebration. This is a very important day that, Black people get off. Us Black people should celebrate more than we do for 4th of July.
Yeah,
right?
I hope y'all, bringing out the grill like I do for 4th of July. Celebrate. This is a great day for us to celebrate, man. So yeah, turn up.
Yeah, turn up. Bust some fireworks too. That's basically your Independence Day too.
True.
That's
same
like
thing you do for 4th of July. Do it 10 times more for Juneteenth.
Exactly. We don't care if we got work on Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all ain't going to the club on Thursday night anyway. So it's like it don't make no difference. Y'all still got the Hennessy and the Douce anyway.
Yep.
So it doesn't make a difference. Without further ado, let's continue with the episode. We got to get straight to the hot topic, and it's this Israel-Iran back and forth with missiles.
A lot going on in the world today, yo.
It's always something. But just a quick recap, because there's a lot of misconceptions. And again, I'm not going to have everything 100% accurate to the T, because honestly, nobody does. Not Fox News, not CNN, not MSNBC, not BBC, not anybody. So it's all a lot of developing news as it happens. But Iran has some nuclear enrichment sites that the U.S. and Israel are against and does not want them to have it. So Trump has been trying to sign a deal for them to get rid of their nuclear sites and can basically end and stop their production of nuclear weapons, which is fair. I mean,
quick question for you, bro.
Go ahead.
I guess I can understand they want nuclear weapons because other countries have it like ours. But what is the real point? If I'm being honest, like, why would you want to build nuclear weapons? I feel like I know the answer, but I'm just like, it is so destructive. Mm-hmm. When at any point where you say, we're going to launch nuclear weapons? Like, when is something going to escalate that far that you're going to feel the need to launch nuclear weapons? When is the last time any country launched nuclear weapons?
The Hiroshima.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look how long it's been. So, what is it needed for now?
I mean, I'm on two sides of this coin. Like, I don't think they should have it. But then it's like, who am I to say they shouldn't have it while the U.S. has over a couple hundred?
I agree with that too.
While Russia has over a couple hundred, while China has over a couple hundred. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but it's more in the sense of like, under what circumstance would they use it? What laws or what things they have in place to say, oh well, we were attacked and we feel like we need to respond with a nuke. You know what I'm saying? and I'm not trying to say these people don't know what they're doing or like, have any order and stuff that they're doing. I'm not trying to throw shade at Iranian people. They're still people at the end of the day. But like, if this whole thing is going on with y'all firing rockets at each other and it's like, they might just say, yo, screw it. We're losing this battle. Hey, man, everybody gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this ain't funny.
like, it's not funny, but it's just like, dude, even if it goes off over there, it still affects us over here.
Yeah.
Because after a nuclear explosion, all that radiation particles are going to be in the air.
But that's what I'm saying. The long-term damage of launching a nuke is like, who in their right mind would want to launch that today?
Or ever.
Ever. Who in their right mind want to do that?
Because it's going to carry over in the air and spread over, and we're going to inhale that. It's not like we have a big filter over the United States and it's just going to filter out the radiation. No, that's going to affect us, and it's going to take generations on generations on generations for it to go away, I guess. But
fallout
to the point where, like I said, and Trump wanted to sign a peace deal or a deal for them to stop their production of nuclear enrichment centers and plants. But seems like they didn't want to take the deal, and they fired off some missiles in Israel. Israel fired back. They're going back and forth. Israel blew up some fighter jets. Kind of crippled a third of their air military. So now they're kind of like losing the air battle if they wanted to fly around and cause damage. So it's like now, we're in a situation where the U.S. is the only one that has these bunker buster bombs. That's what they call it. Because they will build these plants all the way deep underground. And, you need a specialized rocket that will penetrate all the way down X amount of feet, like a couple 100 feet, and then blow up. So and I've been watching videos on these type of bombs. It's like crazy how they make these things. So it's a bomb, right? Like it shoots. So this is the level, right? Mm-hmm. It'll hit here. Then it'll go like a couple 100 more feet down and then explode.
Bro, this is total death and destruction.
So it's like that right there is like a very crucial weapon that, Israel would need, but they don't have. So the U.S. has something like that. And you know what Iran said, if the U.S. intervenes, it can escalate more, you know, but there's no deal on the table. Trump is like, oh, we don't want to do the deal. I told you to do it. You didn't want to do it. You still attacked, you know, people dying. There's death on both sides. And it's like, you know, what's going to happen? Now, one of the big things on social media running around is that, we may run into World War III.
Right.
I don't think we're going to get into World War III. You know, I think a World War III would be if the U.S. and China gets in a fight. That would be World War III to me. If China invades Taiwan, then we can confidently say that's World War III. But until that happens, I don't think this war in the Middle East is going to cause any issue in terms of making it a World War III. I think, you know, Israel is going to pull out the big guns and really go ham on them if this thing keeps going. You know, do I think Iran would use a nuclear weapon? I don't think so. Because they're going to lose.
How long do you think this is going to play out?
This is probably going to play out for like maybe until maybe independent, a little bit past Independence Day.
Okay,
you know?
So not that long.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that long. You know, and their leader, he's going to have to leave because Trump said they know where he's at. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I'm like, yo, this man out here is just.
You see what he did to Soleimani?
Yeah.
The man came out on his balcony about to smoke a cigarette, and a rocket came and hit him.
It's not funny.
It's not. And then the other one was in the car driving, and they had one of those rockets.
Yeah.
That doesn't explode. It don't explode. So what it does, it comes down. Again, this is not funny. This is serious shit. But it comes down, right, the way it hit the guy. Like, he's driving his car, you know, chilling, listening to the music. You know what I mean? Listening to the music, chilling. And this shit is quiet. Ain't no sound. Ain't no nothing. It just comes, slices through the roof of the car, gets inside, and then these blades come out and they spin. Yeah, so everybody gets like minced up in there, and then that's it.
My God.
Yeah.
Yo, like, my thing is too, like, who's sitting down thinking of like ways of creating all these different types of bombs and like, yo.
I'm like, how do they design this stuff?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, who's designing this shit?
Yo, and this was back during Trump's first term.
Yeah.
And they showed the pictures, like, you see the whole thing, like the arms and the blades are out, like it's done, finished spinning and cutting up everything in there. It's like, yo, like, that shit is no joke, bro. Like, like, you can't escape that. But yeah, so he got minced up, and then, you know, you want to say, well, I'm thinking that the president of Iran, I think he's probably gonna run Russia. That's some speculations, which kind of makes sense.
I've heard that though. I heard that.
Which kind of makes sense, because if he goes there, the U.S. ain't touching him out there, because Putin and the Ukraine war, that's a big thing. You know, so I think maybe why people think World War III might happen, because there is conflict with Taiwan. There's conflict with India and Pakistan. There's conflict with, you know, Israel and Iran. There's the Russia-Ukraine conflict. You know, I think because there's a couple conflicts going on, people may think that it's going to happen, but I don't think World War III is going to happen unless China invades Taiwan. So do you think World War III is gonna happen?
Me, I'm following this day by day. I don't think so. I think I'm in agreement with you, unless China invades Taiwan. But you know, I was just looking online, and I was telling you this off camera. People are mad with Trump. You know, MAGA is kind of split right now. I don't even want to say MAGA. I guess the Republican Party is kind of split right now of like how he should handle, you know, Israel and Iran right now. They're saying, hey, we voted for world peace. We don't want to get involved. The main thing is they don't want Trump to get involved in this war. And people are thinking like, hey, what if they start attacking the U.S. bases? Then our hands are tied. We have no choice but to get involved. But people are kind of waiting to see what Trump is going to do. Are we going to be helping them? Like I don't want to send our troops to lose, people's sons and daughters out there to a meaningless war. Like I don't want that. And so I hope he doesn't make that call. But that's really my main concern. Is like, look, whatever he got to do just to make this shit stop, I want him to do. Like get this peace treaty signed. But yeah, I guess I'm just waiting to see like how he's going to handle this. Like I feel like if he gets involved in this war, that's going to be a huge blimp on his legacy for his second term at least. But I don't know. Like, tell me, like, if he gets involved, what do you think?
So I don't think we're gonna get involved. And he did go out on social media and say, "Oh, everybody must evacuate Tehran," and they showed pictures of like the highways like clogged up.
It was flooded.
Clogged up. I mean, and here's the deal. Here's what I think it is. I think the U.S. is operating. But I think the U.S.'s hand is obviously in it, but they're making Israel do the work. Because I remember there was a bombing that happened.
Feeding them intelligence.
Yeah, feeding them intelligence. Oh, do this, do that, strike them like this, like giving them guidance and intelligence. Because there's no way, like, for the optics wise and politically wise, you don't want to see a U.S. fighter jet dropping a bomb over there. Then that's a clear message to say, yeah, we're involved. Versus, hey, Israel, y'all need some bombs, kind of like how they're doing with Ukraine. U.S. is not directly boots on the ground with it, but they're funding it.
But people don't even want that either. They're like, yo, we funded this past war, billions, if not trillions of dollars. Now we're going to be funding another war?
Because here's the thing. With Israel, the U.S. says we're going to protect them. So it's like, we can't say we're going to protect you, and then when you need the help, we're not going to do nothing for you. Because then what was the point of that deal or that treaty or whatever agreement they have between the U.S. and Israel? What was the point if you're not going to do it? So I understand it's like, it's like you going out with your boys and, that's your friend or whatever, he get in a fight. You're like, well, I don't want to like intervene because then if he called the cops, I'm going to be held accountable too. But it's like, but you're my bro. Like, you're supposed to back me up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you'll stand by if it's a 1v1. Yeah, whatever. But if it's a 2v1, then you got to step in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. But I don't think it's gonna escalate as bad. And I know I would assume Trump wouldn't want to put that on his resume. Because if the U.S. gets involved, I can tell you this. Let's say worst case scenario, they do. I think Trump ain't gonna hold back, and he's just gonna be like, "Yo, just
ballistic.
Yo, just wipe him out." I really think that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go after their president, and he's gonna wipe out all of their nuke sites. And I think it will probably be done in 48 hours.
Jesus.
And look, we spend the most on our military. So we have the weapons. We have the money. We have the experience. That's another big thing. Out of all of these countries, we have a lot of experience with wars. China don't have experience. Russia, they have experience, but they lost. You know what I'm saying? Germany, they got decimated too, but they came on the right side. You know what I'm saying? Canada, they don't really got no experience. But like the US, we have experience. Cold weather, desert, Japan, like we did all types of the Pearl Harbor, the sea. You know what I mean? We have all the experience. So we know what we need and we know what we need to do. And that's why I'm glad I live in a country where, I don't gotta worry about no Iron Dome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
and that's the privilege we live under. I think some people fail to even recognize the privilege we live under the United States, yo.
Dude.
And that's why sometimes, we get a little angry when people did just, like burn the flags and
coming illegally.
Shit like
wanting rights. Getting $50 million.
It's like real American citizens that just actively say like, hey, they hate America. I'm like, bro, you don't know what it's like to live in these other countries, bro. You don't know what it's like to live in these other countries. So you could say you hate the US all you want, but you wouldn't want to live anywhere else for real.
Yeah, but think about it. I was just showing you the video of the one guy in Israel, and he's like recording the Iron Dome missiles, and the missiles are shooting off, and he's just standing there recording
in his house.
And he's in his house, and then like 2 seconds later, a rocket makes it through, and freaking blows up the
like, what do you even do?
The launcher.
What do you even do? Where to go?
Like, you just there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't go anywhere. You can't go. Like, you go somewhere, and then that's where you get hit. Then you should have been like, damn, I should have stayed where I was at. But if you stay where you at, boom, you get hit. Damn, I should have moved. Like, you can't. You just don't. You don't know what to do. So it's like, we have to be grateful for where we're at, strategically located, that we have a military that protects us, but yet we running around causing riots across the country when there's people getting hit with bombs. Like, I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. It's like it's not a true civil war, but it seems like half the country is split and we're at war with each other. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. Like, if you want to protest, that's fine. Make your voices heard, that's fine. But when it comes to actual destroying, public property and destroying, shoot, man, this videos I've seen people destroying people's cars and stuff. It's like, that's where you just kind of taking it way too far, man.
Way too far. And people forget about the Gaza Strip. Like, that's dust, bro. Like, so what now? You gonna turn Iran into dust, and then who's next? You gonna just keep dusting countries? Like, you know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, the killing has got to stop. The destruction has to stop. Like, something's got to give, because even on both sides. And look, I'm not picking a side for this war. I'm not from Israel. I'm not from Iran. It's just, I just think about the innocent people that's dying in the mix of this.
That had nothing to do with nothing.
Had nothing to do with anything. I just wish people could just mind their business, do what they do, and just leave other people alone. You know what I'm saying? Do your little trades and all that, but just, you don't have to kill nobody, But we'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot of stuff are developing, and a lot of things are changing. And, we'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one piece, bro. That's really it.
Yeah. So, RIP to all the fallen soldiers on both sides. Anyway.
What's so funny about that?
No, because, you see certain comments, like, some people be wildin'. Like, they're really wildin'.
It would be wild, bro.
Like, and then some people, some innocent kids are dying, innocent people dying on both sides. Like, RIP to them. But in some other news, it kind of may be more inspirational, or what you have it, about the girl that sang the Star Spangled Banner in Espanol.
Yeah.
I just gave. Take that one away, man.
Bro, you can look up her name. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah, I'll look it up.
But I don't think she's not no famous singer, but basically she was invited to the LA Dodgers game to sing the national anthem. And she had in her mind to sing the national anthem in Spanish because of her political views. She's a part of the Latino community, and she wanted to sing it in Spanish because she what her people's going through, being deported with ICE, in LA, because as you know, the riots happened because of ICE going to LA and starting to basically wrangle up people, Latinos, and deporting them. So obviously she feels a way about that. The country is split on that.
Vanessa Hernandez.
Yeah, Vanessa Hernandez. So she wanted to sing the national anthem in Spanish. Now there is video of before she took the stage or the center field, whatever. They told her, "Hey, I don't know what you talking about, but you have to sing this in English." They're like, "We're sorry if that wasn't communicated to you, but you have to sing in English." Actual video of the LA Dodgers staff telling her this.
That. Yeah.
She goes off and singing in Spanish anyway. So now she sings in Spanish, and the aftermath was just crazy.
She should have just said, "No habla inglés, no entiendo." And that would have been a good excuse. But I'm joking. But
so now she's going on radio shows, doing interviews of basically telling people why she sung it in Spanish, and basically the LA Dodgers are saying like, no longer welcome to the stadium. You cannot come back. You disrespected us. And she actually said in one interview that they told her manager that they would no longer take any of that manager's clients.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn.
It got bad. So now obviously everybody again split up on this. Some people are like, you should have sung in English because this is America.
Ooh.
Majority of the people in the stands speak English. So some people are saying, hey, she didn't make this up, that there's an official version of the national anthem in Spanish, and she did the right thing by singing in Spanish because of her political views. So my opinion, if you were hired to do this, I guess she's an independent contractor, whatever. If somebody invites you to sing it and they say, hey, we want you to sing it in English, I think that's where the conversation stops. That's just me. You let them know that you want to sing it in Spanish, say, wait, no, we want you to sing it in English. Mm-hmm. And you don't do it, what do you expect them to be happy? Mm-hmm. If they literally told you to sing it in English before you went out there and you defy their orders, what do you expect them to say? Oh, it's okay, no worries. It's all right. We loved it. And I'm just thinking, like, majority of people in the stands, again, speak English. They probably couldn't even understand what you were saying. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard every national anthem, in the world on a public stage, but at the Super Bowls, I always heard it be sung in English. Games, I have attended games, basketball games, football games, was sung in English. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's just the tradition. So, again, for you to do that, I just think we have to stop making everything political, bro. Like, everything is political now. So, like, even for me, like us, we watch a lot of, we keep up a lot of this stuff because, we kind of come on the podcast and report it. Mm-hmm. But there are legit sometimes where I want to take a break from it. Mm-hmm. There are legit sometimes like, man, let me just listen to something else. I watch like gaming videos or, videos about anything else because I just want to take a break from politics. I just want to escape from it. Mm-hmm. So I can just imagine you just going to a baseball game and, it's being sung in Spanish. If I was in attendance, I'd be like, what the hell? But I wasn't really.
What the hell?
It wouldn't really bother me that much. But seeing the aftermath now and then, now is another thing being political. It's like, bro, like, is there a space where you can escape? Where you can escape from this political stuff? Like, because right now you see the country is torn up. Trump is in office. Everybody hates Trump. Some people hate Trump. Some people don't. People relationships are being ruined because of where you stand politically. It's like at sports or at certain events, you just want to be able to just escape from it. Mm-hmm. So, I remember back in the BLM days, and I didn't find it a big deal of people like when the NFL had like end racism on the field and stuff like that, because that was a huge movement at the time. Mm-hmm. But I could also understand when some people say like, hey, we just want to escape from it. That's why we go into the football game and stuff like that. So like I can understand from a different side now, because now we're watching this shit every day because we want to keep it so we could talk about it on a podcast. Mm-hmm. Or some people just like, bro, like we don't want to discuss or hear politics right now. So like with me, if I was in attendance, would it bother me that much? Not really. If I'm being honest with you, I would just be like, whoa, Spanish. Oh, okay. But hearing the reasoning and actually hearing they telling her, please sing it in English, and you do it anyway, it's like.
So you're telling me if it was you, right, and you put yourself in her shoes, and let's say you're a Dominican or Hispanic guy, and then you're on the field to sing the national anthem, and we're in the current political climate that we're in right now, would you sing it in English or would you sing it in Spanish, even though they told you sing it in English?
If you wanted to sing it in Spanish, they sing it in English, I think a bigger stand would be like, I'm not singing it at all. Go find somebody else to do it. You didn't have to do it. And there's other ways for you to express your political opinion. You have your own social media platform. Go on social media and express it. Go protest like everybody else been protesting.
She could get locked up.
I mean, there's so many other ways for you to express it. I just think I don't know. It's just me. I'm just thinking like, if they would have okayed it, I'm fine with it. If they were like, hey, singing in Spanish at school. But I could think from the person who hired her, they got people to answer to as well. So she's probably getting heat. Like, yo, why is this person singing in Spanish? That's to be instructed to sing in English. It's like they're not thinking about how other positions could put people in. That's just me. And bro, if we get booked to go do a podcast at some event hall, and they say like, oh,
and they say don't talk about Republicans. Like, what you gonna do?
Well, I will just make it known like, well, that's just our podcast. That's us. That's them commanding us to change our platform. They decided just to go sing the damn thing, to go sing the national anthem. That's just it. But my thing is though, like, if they would have gave us rules of like, hey, this is what we want y'all to do, we could either agree to it or don't agree to it. Mm-hmm. So we either do the show or not. I just think it's that simple.
Okay.
So, but you did it, and there's backlash on it, and of course it's gonna be backlash on it. Now she went on social media crying and all that, and I'm just like,
you know where that comes from.
But I'm just like, what did you expect? You make this type of stand, that's fine. But I don't know. Like, what's your opinion on it?
My whole thing is this. I don't blame her at all for doing it. I actually support that she did that. Because, if I put myself in, her shoes, or if I was Hispanic, I pass for Dominican sometimes, so I could do that, Pero yo no black. I know black. but I give her props for it, because it's like, you have this opportunity, you're in LA, you're at a Dodgers game, right? Mm-hmm. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, I don't know if Mexicans are that big into baseball, but like the Hispanic community, I know Dominicans for sure are big into baseball. Like, that's their shit. Mm-hmm. And if I'm her and I'm Hispanic, and all this Trump deportation and ICE and protesting is going on, I'm gonna do it in Spanish.
All right, but
I'm gonna do it in Spanish.
You're doing it in Spanish, and what's the end result?
The end result is, look, I didn't know who this woman was. Now I know her. I've seen the read articles. I didn't see the full video, but I've seen clips. I read articles about it. I saw her little TikTok about what she was saying about, how she felt, and that she felt like she needed to do it. and she wasn't supposed to, right? I get it. You know, I feel like that was the perfect time to do something like that, to bring awareness to her community, to say,
who's not aware?
No.
Aware?
My thing is,
just riots in the street. Who's not aware?
Bro, there's a lot of people that's oblivious. People don't even know that there's a war going on in Iran, bro. Like, they don't even know. Like, we can go to anybody on the street and say, yo, did you know about the war in Iran? What's happening? I don't know. Something happening. I don't know. I don't care.
Bro, that's
and then
small percentage
and they go smoke their blunt and walk off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. That's my thing. And it's like, I think it was done at the right time. And look, legally, President Roosevelt approved the national anthem in Spanish. So it's not like she did it in Hindi, where it's like nobody know what is going on or what you're saying. You have an audience in there that knows Spanish. I'm telling you, the Dominicans don't play with their baseball. They know Spanish. Everybody, it's LA. That's like a hashtag Mexico right there, bro. You know?
I hear what you're saying, bro.
Like, to me, it's like, I think it's the perfect time.
I think it's a time and place for stuff, man.
I think that was the time, bro.
But
now I'm sure she's gonna get mad interviews. She probably get a record deal. Like, people probably looking at her now, like, oh, like, you know, she really fuck with our community. She stood up, even though she's an American, but her parents are immigrants. You know, she stood up for her race. You know, I think that brings better light in a positive way for her career. She might get interviewed on The View. You know what I'm saying? Probably pop up on The View and, you know, get all those other, you know, people on her side and stuff. It's like, I think she benefited most. Because I'm sure we went to the basketball game, whoever sang the national anthem there, I don't remember this lady. I don't even know what she looked like anymore. I don't remember because I really didn't care. It didn't stuck out to me. It didn't be like, whoa, this actually was a big thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think it does bring awareness to a certain extent for some people who may be oblivious, who wanted to just go and watch the game. I get it.
But you think people are going to, if you didn't know what was going on, you think her singing it in Spanish, they automatically know what's going on now? If you was in attendance to the game, then people gonna be like, oh, we're singing in Spanish. They go about and smoke they blunt again and they go about their game. Like,
no. You gonna have people like that. You're right. You have people like that. But like, if it was me, like let's say I'm a baseball fan, but I flew in from Spain. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know the whole thing that's going on out here. And then, you know, I'm keeping up with the Dodgers and I'm a Dodgers fan. Oh, let me go check the highlights or the score or whatever. I'm going to see on my feed about this girl. Something is going to pop up about this girl singing it in Spanish. And then I'm like, oh, shit. There's riots going on. There's deportations going on. That's crazy.
Bro, you cannot convince me people don't know deportations ain't going on. There is no way.
No, they know it's going on.
There's no way you don't know. This is blown up everywhere.
But still, it's a good time.
Tweets every day to support another group. Go America. Like that. So that's like me. All right, like I don't have like if it was me personally, again, if I was in the stands, I wouldn't care. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Again, like when the NFL stuff happened, when I saw end racism, that stuff doesn't bother me.
All right, so then you're telling me when Kaepernick took a knee, he shouldn't have done that.
No, I didn't mind. Like, that doesn't bother me.
All right, but again, this is the national anthem, and you're supposed to stand up, face the flag, put your hand over your heart, and listen, right? Or sing along. Now, bending the knee, putting your head down, and not paying attention, like that's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, but he has a right to do it. Like, just because he's doing that doesn't mean that the next person can't stand up and put his hand over the heart and respect the national anthem. So, like, if somebody wants to, that's a way of peacefully protesting. Okay. Let them do it. I don't have a problem. The main thing I have a problem with is this victim mindset she has. Oh my God, they banned me from the. What do you expect?
No, well,
What did you expect?
that you should have expected. That I'm with you, but
It's like you should have known what would come with this. If they said singing in English, you sung it in Spanish, you didn't think you would get some negative backlash from it?
if she was gonna be oblivious to think that nothing was gonna happen out of it, then that's on her. If I was gonna be up there and I know and I'm consciously conscious about the climate and I choose to sing it in Spanish, I know I'm like, yo, I probably will get banned. I'm probably gonna get hated. I'm probably gonna get death threats. I'm probably, you know what I mean? But that's the risk I gotta take. Even when Kaepernick took the knee, how many people? Oh, get him out of the NFL. Look, dude couldn't even get a job.
The NFL.
Dude couldn't get a job. He couldn't get on the team. So is he even playing now? Has he played since?
Nah, I could go in on Kaepernick. I actually respect what Kaepernick. That's just me. He is to blame for some of it, for how the outcome.
And he's not even fully black, right? I think he looked like he's one of them.
I know he was adopted by white parents. Biological parents, I don't know. But he was adopted by a white family. He's benefited a lot from that, bro. He got a Netflix show on, I think it's not a documentary. It's like, a kid playing him as he grew up.
He's half and half, bro.
He's half and half?
His mother's white and his dad is black.
But would I got to do anything? But if he wanted to, but like, all right, look, Kaepernick, he protested, he took a knee. And the thing about
it's crazy. It always be the light-skinned ones that's like.
And it wasn't a one-time thing. It's like, all right, you did this now. How are you going to continue to bring awareness? Kaepernick did this for a whole season.
Bro, why couldn't Richard Sherman do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, I'm just saying, Kaepernick did this for a whole season and spoke about it all
I respect
the time. You know what I'm saying? And suffered for it. And then he tried to get back in the NFL. The NFL actually, Roger Goodell set up a tryout for him so he could show in front of the teams on how, that he could still play.
That was a waste of time.
No teams wanted him. And, a lot of things people don't talk about when Kaepernick was with the 49ers, he could have stayed for another year, but he chose to opt out of his contract because he probably thought somebody was going to pick him up and give him some money. Once you opt out, bro, they were done. They're like, bro, we ain't picking you up. That was it. That's what I'm saying. He is to blame for some of the reason why he never chose to play it again in the NFL. But he's not fully to blame. Like,
Yeah, but you gotta understand. He knew what he knew what the repercussions
were.
And
what I respect about Cap, that he didn't really do much interviews afterwards. He didn't really go on this victim world tour. Like this girl, mad interviews, mad shit. Cap was silent. And then every once in a while he would come out like, yo, I should be on the team. Like he did that tryout. He said, I hope the team saw that I can play today, blah, blah, blah. But people thought Cap was too silent because he didn't say anything. He's like, yo, I just protested. I spoke my mind. This is what I'm doing. It is what it is. But he did get a Nike deal from it. I don't know if people remember. Nike signed him, and he got released Kaepernick jerseys, black jerseys, sold out. He got that TV deal from Netflix. I think he wrote a book. Like, he benefited from it greatly. But he just ain't getting played in the NFL again.
Yeah, but again, when he did it, during the climate of when he did it, was a perfect time. Now, if you want to compare if he knew what the repercussions were versus this girl who thought nothing was going to happen to her, she's at fault for that, thinking, oh, I'm going to just say it in Spanish and like just move on with my day. No, you got to read the room. You saying this national anthem in Spanish. You know the climate. You did it for a reason. She said she felt like she needed to do it.
And the thing about the difference between her and Cap just did it. Cap didn't tell nobody. He just did it. He started off by sitting down. He didn't do the knee thing yet. He just sat down on the bench. Everybody like, yo, what the hell Cap doing? Why he sitting down? His team was like, whoa, what's going on? And then Cap said, after he talked to a veteran, the veteran didn't have any problem with it, but like, hey, we would rather you just take a knee and just not just sit down and be away from the crowd. At least be next to your teammates. You don't have to stand up, but just take a knee. So then he adjusted. My thing with the girl, if you want to do it, just do it. Just do it. But it's like you wanted to announce it and like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. Yo, check out what I'm going to do. Then that's when LA Dodgers heard about it. They were like, yo, no, you got to sing this in English.
Yeah, I mean, she should have never. If that was the case, if she said, "Oh, thinking about
they knew somehow they figured it out. So just do it. If you want to make a real stand, you just do it. Just do it. Nike. Just
we're not a sponsor.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. Cap, that's why I respect Cap. Bro just did it. You know what I'm saying? And he suffered the repercussions. He didn't complain. There was no a lot of complaints from him. He knew what was at stake, and I don't know what he's doing now. He's silent.
He should start a podcast.
He should start a podcast. He hasn't done many public interviews, bro. I don't know if he did any. He hasn't, like, he's not going on.
See, that's the thing. You gotta follow up. You can't just do something like that and just not say nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think as of today, they just, whatever.
I mean, no, everybody done forgot about him now because the whole movement got destroyed. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, he just did it. So that's the thing. I was like, yo, if you really want to take a stand, again, I don't even know if I have like a real problem. Cause if I would, stuff like that don't bother me. But I can also understand, like, man, I just want to take a break from politics. But, like national anthem, couple minutes, then you go on to see the baseball game. But, these are the repercussions that happen. You should have been aware of what would happen. It is what it is. Move on.
No, I get you on her understanding the repercussions, but if she's gonna walk around and try to play victim, and say, "Oh, if it destroyed her career," which I doubt, I think it enhanced her career.
I don't think it's gonna destroy her career.
Bad publicity, good publicity is publicity, right?
Do you think? I don't want to say it's gonna destroy her career because she's still young, but maybe in the short term, she won't get booked for another national anthem as of right now. That's what some people are saying. Like, hey,
well, yeah, she's not. Maybe she come to to the Giants game. She probably will.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this is New York.
Do people? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's see if somebody books her again. That's the only thing.
Would. I think the Giants are the Jets.
Maybe there's the opportunity for her to drop an album right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be, just
How
drop your project.
How are you going to capitalize off of this? Because, I mean, this is the in the moment thing. By this time next month, something else going to be happening in the damn world, and people going to all right.
Somebody might break dance at the national anthem.
So that's my only thing. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's similar. It's similar to like, yo, you go on somebody's house, they say don't do it. You did it anyway. All right, cool. This is the repercussions of it. Don't give me all that crying shit, bro. Because they said don't do it. You did it.
Look, I stand with her. I hope she just don't disappoint me later. But the thing is, they often do anyway. But I support what she did. I personally don't have a problem. All the other people, who was like that was disrespectful. I don't think it was, because we have the Black national anthem, right? Mm-hmm. They say that at the games, right? And that didn't really become a thing until this whole Black Lives Matter stuff came through. I get it. But, especially if baseball is such a big sport in Hispanic community, I think they should say it in Spanish, like do two versions. Like
I don't let anybody have a problem with two versions.
The Spanish one, the American, the English one, and then the Black national anthem, because, Black people good at baseball too. You know what I'm saying? Like, do all of that so we could all feel included, because this country is not just one race. You go to Russia, you expect Russians. You go to China,
you only one race, no English?
You expect Chinese, right? Like, I would be surprised if I go to China to watch a basketball game and they're saying the national anthem, the USA national anthem. I'd be surprised. But you can't be running over there protesting and saying, "Oh, y'all got to." They're gonna shut you down, because that's not what that country is built off of. This country is built off of so many different races of people that came here willingly and unwillingly. Okay, so I think it was really blown over. They should have just been like, "Hey, we told you not to do it," blah, 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 and just kept it on the hush. And if the Dodgers didn't make it a big deal, we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. I honestly think if the Dodgers did not make that a big deal, this would not be a topic on the pod.
I don't know. I can't remember who blew it up. I know the Dodgers made a big deal. But I think other people, I think other shows just saw that she did it and then was like, hey, why did you do it? And maybe I could be wrong. I think what blew it up is that she went on her TikTok or Instagram, whatever it was, afterwards and explained why she did it. And it went viral. And since it went viral, everybody's like, hey, let's talk.
Yeah, no, look.
So, but, and that's the thing, though. So,
but the crying and all that stuff, that's just unnecessary. That's the only thing I can agree with you on that part. The crying and the all of that, you need to cut that out. You know what you was doing. You made your decision. You were caught up in the moment. Your emotions were high, and you did it. Right? Accept it. It's done. Now you reap the benefits of what you did, and you reap the negative the negatives that came with it. Because I'm telling you, she focusing more on crying and all of that, but yet you getting interviews. People going to check your music out. People going to follow you on Instagram. People going to be on your Twitter, your X, and all your social medias. Your TikTok going to blow up. Mm-hmm. And now people, you might just unlock the whole new Hispanic community that's going to support you. You got all the Democrats on your back now. They're going to support you. You know what I'm saying? You could probably come out in New York and fill Webster Hall. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
You know what I mean? So she gonna make a bag. She gonna make a bag out of this. Nike might sign her. You don't know. Nike signed Kaepernick, but the whole NFL
was a way different thing.
The whole NFL was against this man.
Whole NFL was not against Kaepernick.
Then why didn't give this man a job? Why didn't give this man a job?
My bad. I'm thinking you're talking about like teammates and stuff.
Nah, the owners. They did not. They said, I don't want that dude on my team.
Some of the reasons were, it wasn't even only because of his stance. It was because of the distraction he would have brought to the team. Because at that point in his career, Cap would have been like a backup quarterback. So if you bring Cap into the organization, everybody got to answer questions on, hey, are you going to be standing up or sitting down with Kaepernick? Hey, how does it feel to have Kaepernick on the team? Like every question directed toward his teammates and the managers are going to be about Kaepernick. And they're like, yo, you're a backup quarterback. You should not be calling him on the sack. So it's like there is some legitimacy in like, all right, why we want to sign him?
Nah, but that's the thing. It's if I'm an NFL owner and I see, Kaepernick, I need a backup QB, right? He's good. I saw what he can do. He kind of fits whatever criteria, blah, blah, blah. And I signed him. I'm signing him knowing that, I agree with what this man is doing. I'm going to have to agree because at the end of the day, the media is just going to keep on going with the same questions like, are you going to sit today? Are you going to kneel today? Are you going to play?
But that's going to happen all season.
But it's like, if you come up with a statement as an owner and say, we are keeping Kaepernick. We want everyone to have the freedom to express their right, their this, that, whatever, express their First Amendment. Boom. And that's it. That's how I would see it. We live in a beautiful country where we can do what we want, practice whatever religion we want. We can stand up. I understand the Black Lives Matter situation is going on. And then now you fast forward. Black Lives Matter was during 2019, 2020, right? Mm-hmm. You fast forward now, football is black, football is free, football is this, whatever. They have all, you saw that commercial, right? Yeah. So now it's like
everybody's up in arms about that too.
But now the NFL could come out and say that now. They wouldn't say that 5 years ago.
Nah, I guess not.
They weren't because
But even with the Kaepernick thing though, I agree, like there was some quarterbacks that's like, bro, why y'all signing him? Kaepernick is on the roster, is on a market. Go sign him. It was just from a play perspective, is an easy choice. He can still play. Mm-hmm. But I remember the Dallas Cowboys, they kneeled during the anthem as a team at one point.
And the owner kneeled with them.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
The owner kneeled.
And he racist.
The backlash they received from that Boy, they were like, yeah, we ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
I think Trump called them out. Mad people were protesting or like going against Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, bro. Like, and then I think even at a point, I could be wrong because this was a while ago. Players want to do it again. I think Jerry Jones was like, you're going to get cut if you do that again. Because we went through that before. I ain't going through that again.
All right.
In Texas.
I know.
I know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, because he ain't really staying with the message. He was doing that for publicity.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If people see the publicity that's going to come with it, they're like, man, we going to stay out of it.
So even with the vaccine thing with the Brooklyn Nets, how Kyrie didn't want to take the vaccine, right? They could have been like, as the owner said, hey, I stand with my player. He has a right not to take the vaccine.
No, they stayed with Kyrie.
They did not.
But because it was under New York law, he couldn't play. And because of some of the states they would have traveled to, he wouldn't have been allowed in the arena. So like their hands were kind of tied. You know what I'm saying? It was like if he would have, I think they would say if he would have traveled, if they played the Wizards, Washington, Kyrie couldn't come in. He didn't want to take the shot. So it's like, what do you want him to do? Beat the owners up like, yo, let my player in?
No, but you can't sit here and tell me the owners weren't behind the scenes saying, yo, just take the shot, you know.
Of course they were.
Yeah, all right. But then at the end of the day, it's like, if they're going to stand with him, be like, yo, he's just not going to play. This is how we're going to work the schedule. And that's it. It shouldn't have been a big thing.
That's doing too much.
And then that's why, why you think they were so quick to trade him to Dallas? Why you think they were so quick to trade him to Dallas? And then after all of that, oh, you don't need the vaccine anymore.
But bro, all right, because bro, look, with Kyrie, this is the 82 long game season. So they were like, all right, let's look at the schedule. He can't play for 45 games.
Okay.
We got to change the game plan. We got to do that. That would have been way too much on the coaches to navigate that season. Like, all right, Kyrie can't play this game. So what are we going to do for this game? All right, Kyrie can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a lot. That would have been a lot. So it's like, it's probably just easier. And plus, there was rift between, it was reported, between James Harden and Kevin Durant, who was on the team at that point. They didn't like Kyrie. So it was bringing mixed emotions in the locker room. They were like, yo, this man don't want to take the damn shot. He don't want to win. James got up out of there. James was there for 2 seconds.
I mean, he was garbage anyway. So he needed to go, you know. And James, I'm upset with KD, but go ahead.
He like, I ain't about to be there. I don't want to win. So he left. KD stuck it out. But it's like, bro, I stand with Kyrie's decision, but like, you know, you got to understand where it puts the team, though. It put them in.
Yeah, but it's bigger than basketball, though.
Not to them.
It's bigger than basketball. Bro, wait, look. James Harden was looking like he gained like 10,000 pounds on the court, couldn't even dribble the ball. KD, I mean, he wasn't balling like he's supposed to be balling. You had Ben Simmons that was like a ghost. Nobody could find him. And then you had Kyrie. It's like you know your season is done. You know your season is done. We saw the writing on the wall with the Brooklyn Nets. It was a hype team. It was one of those, let's grab up all the star players and let's let them figure it out. And you had a new coach, Steve Nash, who didn't even have that coaching experience or whatever. So it's like, to my point is, at that point, you have the pandemic. People don't want to take the shots. People dying from the virus. Mm-hmm. It's like the season is shot, bro.
But remember, also, it wasn't even only that. Remember the thing when he retweeted about the movie? He was still on the Nets at that point. So now we're just compounding like, oh my God, Kyrie was something else.
Oh now. Yeah, and then there was that movie thing.
I think did he get suspended for that?
I think he did, and he had to apologize and do all of this, apology tour.
It was just like, damn, Kyrie, it's just too much going on. So they had to get rid of him. Again, like, I'm fine with Kyrie. Like, I have nothing against him, but I'm just thinking about it from this perspective. It was just like, all right, bro, we could stand with you, support you, but It's just getting a little heated in New York. Maybe you're best off. It could have been like, hey, maybe you're best off going to Dallas where you could be a bit more free.
But why could he do it in Dallas but not in New York?
Bro, look at Dallas and New York. Dallas stands with them because, they have probably the same view.
All right, so aside from the vaccine, because that was, state by state regulations and laws, right? What about the tweet? Does that mean, hey, since we signed him, we're okay with what he said?
Bro, I guess so. Bro, because he lost the Nike deal. Nike dropped them, boom, one time.
Right.
And then I even think LeBron even spoke out against him at that time. Like, it was coming crashing down on Kyrie. He got suspended. He apologized, but he didn't apologize immediately. I think he was like...
it took a while.
It took a while for him to apologize. So, like...
come in.
And damn it, bro. I really got to look this up. But I think even the owner of the Brooklyn Nets was Jewish.
Oh, no. He's Asian.
He's Asian.
He's
okay.
Asian. He's Asian, but the thing was, I think maybe there were like some investors as well that were
it was
Jewish,
something like that.
And then they would be at the games, and they were like, "Yo," like and I'm like, how can they sign Kyrie, but then when Kaepernick had just kneeling, he didn't even say anything. The owners can't sign Kaepernick, even though he's a backup player. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's either you stand with the guy and his message, or you're saying, yo, he's an individual person. He's got his own opinions and beliefs. I can't control what he's going to think and what he can say. I'm hiring him as an employee. You're going to ball, and that's all I need you to do. We don't have the vaccine mandate here. You can do whatever, you can play. And then what was also dumb is the players that weren't vaccinated, that came to play in New York, they played.
I think, but I know some of them did give in. I know Andrew Wiggins, he got the vaccine, but he was very outspoken. Like, I didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do it at all. Like, because he was scared. And I get it. Like, he's like, I don't want to take the vaccine, but he felt like his hand was forced because he's playing in California. California had the mandate, and I don't think he's on the Warriors now, but like at the time, he had to do it. So some players did it. NFL though, not everybody took it. People got to play. I don't understand.
Yeah. So what was the rule for the Giants and the Jets then?
So in the NFL, if you didn't take it, you had to take, I think, 2 tests to make sure you didn't have the virus or something like that. And then if you came back clear, then you could play. Like Lamar Jackson didn't take it, and I believe he played the whole season because every week or maybe every other day, they just had to test him a lot more to make sure he didn't have it, and he came back clean. Now Cam Newton, he didn't take it. He actually ended up catching COVID, and he wasn't the same after that. He was balling before, then he caught it, and that's why everybody, at the time, like, hey, you should have took the vaccine, because once he caught it, it came back. But it was a night and day difference between Cam Newton, and then after that season, he never came back in. So, like, that was the difference between the NFL. The NFL tried to, give you some freedom. Like, all right, look, if you don't want to take it, you just got to take a lot more testing than usual.
And then looking at Kyrie's perspective as well, if the NFL New York team could play and they just getting tested way more, why can't the NBA do that?
I also think, too...
You see what I'm saying?
The NFL season a little later, right? Man, I can't remember. Yeah, no, you're right. I can't remember, like, the season start dates and stuff. But, like, you're right. Like, different leagues. And I think the difference between Kyrie and Cap ain't apologized for a damn thing. Kyrie eventually apologized. Maybe like, all right, you apologize. We'll give you another chance. Maybe. That's the only thing I'm thinking. But Cap, like, this is my stance. I'm not apologizing for nothing. If you don't want me, oh, well. Because Cap could have said, you know what, I was wrong for kneeling. Let me back in the league. And I'm sure somebody would have gave him a chance to get like, oh, okay, now he's a pup.
Because they would have made an example out of him. But they would have made him a whipping boy.
Cap stood his ground.
They would have made him the whipping boy of the NFL. Like, be like this guy, and you will be blacklisted from the NFL.
Yeah, and I think, too, Cap didn't really... He lost the NFL contracts. But, like, he didn't really lose his endorsements and stuff like Kyrie was losing money. Nike dropped him. He didn't know what was going on with his basketball future at the time. So I think people in his circle were like, yo, bro, just apologize, bro. That's what I think, because it was looking bleak for Kyrie at one point.
No, you're right. It really was. But I will say this, you know, he could have played in China. He would have been the highest paid player in China.
I'm for real. But now you see Kyrie today. Kyrie's back to...
I mean, he's out on ACL injury, but
he's not in the news anymore for like...
I mean, now...
anything. I think he's tamed it down.
I think I don't think he tamed it down. I think people are not hawking him down anymore now that he's in Dallas, and you know, he be saying he still think the Earth is flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of them flat earthers.
Right, and it's a smaller market, so like he could say something.
So he could say whatever, and he got his own podcast. He got a little thing on YouTube that he's doing too. So it's like people are just not running after him for the drama. He could say, because we know he's saying all this crazy stuff. And people just like, yeah, that's just Kyrie. Like, he's just going to say what he want to say. And let him be. And I think that's fair.
I think it's fair too. Like, I'm, you know, at the time, I was fine with Kyrie. I'm like, yo, if that's him, that's him. But again, like we said with this girl, there's repercussions that come with it. Just be ready for it. Just be ready for it.
True.
And then, you know, that's just what came with it. And, you know, Kyrie back to playing basketball. He living his life. I don't think anybody got any beef with Kyrie anymore. I mean, there probably some still some people
I'm
who
just
still
mad
just
that
don't
he got
like him.
injured because that Dallas team, him and Luka. I mean, yeah, they had some stuff to work out, but man, on the offensive end,
bro, like, so
I know it was crazy.
I think he's gonna be out for next year because he got injured pretty late in the season.
Yeah, so he's pretty much done for the.
But yeah, all I have to say is like, look. Do I have a problem with the girl singing the national anthem in Spanish? I don't. Me personally, I don't. Because the stuff in politics with sports, bro, it takes a lot to bother me. It's going to take a lot to really bother me, especially for something that just on the TV screen for a few minutes is like, you know, some people, bro, I remember at the time the NBA was getting political, people were like canceling the season tickets. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, that's going a little bit too far. It's like, you know, it ain't that deep. But, you know, if they saying like, hey, we don't want politics involved, that's your right too. You don't got to watch it. But I guess my main thing is like, yo, this was the repercussions for it. You should have, you know, been more aware of it. And like, I don't know. I'm just also thinking about the manager too. It's like, bro, what if her boss just came out like, yo, what the hell, what's the person you booked? You fired. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, I don't think she got fired, but.
I mean, like, it's not something they can control. Like, she could have went and started singing "Skippity Poop" or a Kanye song or something. Like, they can't control that.
So it's like, listen, let's see what you make out of it. Your name is out there now. Ride the momentum wave and see where your career takes off now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey. Good luck to her. I honestly think something's gonna come out of it for her in a positive way. But when you do those things, just know the repercussions and accept those repercussions. You know, just accept it because it's gonna come with the territory, and you figure it out from there. But so yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick recap. You know, we talked about potential World War III. I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, we're good. People don't freak the hell out, you know, about that. 2, Star Spangled Banner Girl. I mean, I stand with her. I think she made the right decision in the heat of the moment while the iron is hot. They say strike when the iron is hot. You know, deportations is happening. Families are getting separated. Illegals are coming in. Criminals hopefully are coming out. But, you know, that's the situation. And, yeah, when you make big decisions like that, just take the repercussions that come with it.
That's it, man.
Damn.
Wow.
That's it. But yeah, that's a wrap. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this. Do you think we're gonna be in World War III? And do you think that girl made the right decision in saying the national anthem in Espanol? But yeah, I don't got anything else. So
that's all I got, yo.
That's all we got. That's all we got for this episode 61. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Later, yo.